Hi, in this video I'll show you how to determine if the product lifecycle data is downloaded from Microsoft, or really should I say the Windows servicing state. Let's get started. So before I jump into the log files, let's give the backstory. So I helped produce a custom dashboard around product lifecycle data. And in this dashboard, the data is refreshed by Microsoft. So a colleague of mine was noticing that the results he had didn't match the results I had. And I said, this is downloaded from Microsoft. And he asked, how is it downloaded? And it was a question I couldn't answer within 3 minutes. It's one of the things I don't know off the top of my head. So I said I'd look it up and get back to him. Well, what I found out when I was looking this up is technically the data that I was have in that dashboard is not the product lifecycle one, but in fact it is the Windows servicing state data. Now, luckily, both of these pieces of information come from the exact same source. So with that, let's jump into the log files. Let's quickly take a look at the product lifecycle dashboard. It's one of my favorite dashboards that the ConfigMgr team has done. So if we go into the Asset Intelligence product lifecycle, what you'll see is that we'll show you all of your products and whether they're in support, how many days, the whole 9 yards. This is exactly what I was referring to in the intro. So let's go into the log files. So we're going to go into my E drive because as a good config admin, I don't install config on C drive. I go to the logs, and it was the hman log. So we go and open up the log in here. All right, so we can see at the bottom we got only 58 hours worth of logs. But we're going to go File, and we're going to search for the Windows servicing state. And as we scroll up in here, we can see the Windows servicing state XML. And we can see as we scroll up, this is coming from the config admin context AUC and where it's looking. And by chance, you notice there's the product lifecycle one as well. A little further down in this log, we can see the two product lifecycle stored procedures running, which is importing the data for the product lifecycle. What I don't see in this log is where it actually imports the Windows servicing state, but I can assume that it's all around that exact same thing, particularly when it says successfully updated the content year. So with that, I was trying to determine where does this file come from? And what you don't realize is it's not from the hman. So as I was digging around again in the log files, I went off to the DMP downloader. And if we go into the loader here and wait for this one to open up, clear this one has more than 58 hours. just need to stall for a minute while it finishes loading. All right, so great. At first glance, there's nothing useful in it, but if we search up, there's not extra space. Okay, we go search up. We can see that the file is in here. And the first thing you can see is that it's being validated by Microsoft Word. But what we're more important is that the payload was downloaded to this file. And we can see that this is at 12 this afternoon. It's about 8 hours later. So all this data is within the last 8 hours of this thing. I believe it's every 24 hours. But there you go. So all that's to say is in your environment, you should see the AUC being downloaded from Microsoft in the deep MP downloader. And then the HMAN, you should see the data being imported into your environment. So I said that there was a simple query in the blog post. So let me actually show it to you. So in the SQL Server Management Studio, you can download this as part of this blog. So copy and paste it into the whole and just run it. And you'll notice that it will list off the machine name, your OS, whether it's supported, and what's the short name of it. Hopefully you can find this query useful and use it in your own custom dashboards. Until next time. I want to thank you for watching, and I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and to the blog. This way you'll be kept up to date on all the latest content that I produce. Until next time, have a great day.